Hello, Los Angeles Dodgers fans. We've got fresh, exclusive videos and the latest updates just for you. Before we dive in, make sure to join our channel and hit that like button. This is the best way to stay on top of all the breaking news. Will Smith, the catcher for the Los Angeles Dodgers, continues to fly under the radar despite delivering what might be the best season of his entire career in Major League Baseball. It's almost baffling how a player putting up such extraordinary numbers can be so overshadowed. But when you consider the talent-packed Dodgers roster and the broader context of the league this year, it starts to make sense. Smith finds himself in a unique position, part of a star-studded lineup featuring names like Shohei Ohtani, Freddie Freeman, and Mookie Betts, all of whom naturally draw the spotlight. Add to that the pitching depth Los Angeles boasts, which is arguably one of the best in the league, and Smith's accomplishments at the plate sometimes get lost in the noise. Yet, looking purely at the numbers, Will Smith's 2025 season is nothing short of phenomenal. In 89 games and 356 plate appearances so far, he has put together a slash line that many hitters would envy. A batting average north of 316, an on-base percentage above 416, and a slugging percentage that pushes beyond 529. 14 home runs and 50 unintentional walks only add to the story of a player who is not just contributing but dominating from behind the plate. When you compare that to the average catcher in the league, whose slash line this year hovers around 241 for batting average, 309 for on-base, and 394 for slugging, Smith's performance shines incredibly bright. It's a rare blend of power, discipline, and consistency that places him in elite company. In fact, his current batting average leads the National League, putting him on pace to become only the fifth catcher in MLB history to win a batting title, a feat not accomplished since Buster Posey claimed it back in 2012. Of course, maintaining the minimum qualifying at-bats is always a challenge for catchers given the physical demands of the position, but Smith seems poised to meet that threshold and secure his place in the record books. Beyond just batting average, advanced metrics paint an even more impressive picture. Smith boasts an OPS+, a stat that adjusts for ballpark factors and league averages, sitting an astonishing 167. This means he is hitting 67% better than the league average after all adjustments are made. Only Cal Raleigh from Seattle and Shohei Ohtani top him in this category among catchers and National League hitters, respectively. This company is truly enviable and highlights how well Smith is performing at the plate in 2025. If he can sustain this pace and avoid injury, there's no question he deserves serious consideration for National League Most Valuable Player honors. It's worth noting, however, that Smith's value behind the plate is a bit more nuanced. He is not widely regarded as an elite defender in terms of pitch framing, a key skill for catchers, but he does a solid job controlling the running game. The Dodgers, a team with a reputation for pitching development second to none, trust him to manage an often rotating cast of pitchers. His ability to handle this workload while maintaining such a high offensive output makes his season even more impressive. Looking at his career before this breakout year, Smith was already an above-average hitter for a catcher. Entering his age 30 season, he carried a career OPS+ of 123, which speaks volumes about his consistent offensive contributions over time. But in 2025, he has reached new heights, pushing his performance into a realm few catchers ever attain. One of the best indicators of this success is his weighted on-base average, or WOBA, which is currently an eye-popping .410. This metric accounts for the quality of all his offensive contributions, providing a comprehensive look at his overall impact at the plate. His expected WOBA, a predictive stat estimating his deserved production based on batted ball data, stands at .393, still remarkably high and in the 95th percentile among all major league hitters. The small gap between his actual and expected WOBA suggests that his success is sustainable rather than a product of luck. Part of what's driving this surge is the noticeable improvement in how Smith is hitting the ball. He's generating the hardest contact of his career, combining record bat speed with excellent plate discipline. This means he's not only hitting the ball with more force, but also better selecting pitches to swing at, avoiding those outside the strike zone and drawing more walks. The result is a level of offensive production that is not just powerful, but also efficient and repeatable. The idea that Smith could continue to rake through the remainder of the season is far from a stretch. There's plenty more to explore about Smith's contributions this season, especially when considering his clutch performance in critical moments. With some of the Dodgers' other stars like Betts experiencing down years, Smith's consistency and impact become even more valuable to the team's overall success. However, the key takeaway remains clear. Will Smith is not simply having a good season. He is having a historically great one for a catcher. The lack of recognition so far does a disservice to just how remarkable his 2025 campaign has been. Just as the spotlight on Will Smith's outstanding season might seem dim by the Dodgers' star-studded lineup, another story unfolded involving Los Angeles' pitching prospects that adds a different dimension to the team's ongoing roster management. Jack Little, a right-handed pitcher who had been part of the Dodgers organization since his drafting out of Stanford University in 2019, found himself on the move as the Pittsburgh Pirates claimed him off waivers shortly after he was designated for assignment by the Dodgers. This transaction marked only the second professional organization Little has been part of since starting his career, a reminder of how quickly things can shift in baseball for players trying to break through at the highest level. Little's journey through the majors this season has been eventful, to say the least. His major league debut came in a dramatic fashion earlier in the year against the San Diego Padres, a night that quickly turned tense after Little unintentionally hit Fernando Tatis Jr. with a pitch. The incident escalated into benches clearing and eventually led to several suspensions, underscoring the intense and sometimes volatile nature of professional baseball. Following that game, Little was sent back down to AAA Oklahoma City, but was recalled briefly on July 5th, only to spend a single day with the Dodgers before being optioned back again. Across his 2 appearances in the big leagues this year, the 27-year-old allowed 2 runs on 4 hits over 3 innings pitched, showing glimpses but still searching for a consistent foothold. While with the Oklahoma City Dodgers, known as the Comets, Little posted a record of 5 wins and 4 losses with an earned run average hovering around 4.64 and a walks plus hits per inning pitched ratio of approximately 1.36 across 36 appearances. He first reached AAA in June 2024, and since then, he has maintained a strikeout rate of just over 23% alongside a walk rate of under 9%. These numbers hint at a pitcher with potential, but one who still needs to refine certain aspects of his game to establish himself firmly at the major league level. The decision to designate Little for assignment came as part of a corresponding roster move when the Dodgers claimed Luken Baker from the St. Louis Cardinals. Baker, a versatile player with some major league experience of his own, was sent to Oklahoma City to provide additional organizational depth. At 28 years old, Baker's major league tenure includes 73 games spread across 3 seasons with the Cardinals. His numbers are modest, with a batting average of roughly 206, an on-base percentage of just over 317, and slugging that sits near 338. While not a headline-grabbing acquisition, Baker represents a player with experience who can contribute at the AAA level and possibly fill in gaps if needed. Baker's path into professional baseball began when he was selected 75th overall in the 2018 MLB draft by the Cardinals. His debut in the majors came on June 3, 2023, and since then he has worked to carve out a role primarily as a depth piece. The Dodgers' decision to bring him into their system aligns with their long-term strategy of maintaining a strong pipeline of talent ready to step up when called upon. Returning to the broader Dodgers picture, these roster moves underline the balancing act teams face between nurturing young talent and optimizing their major league lineup. For a franchise like Los Angeles, with championship aspirations and a roster already brimming with proven stars, managing the development of players like Little and integrating new additions, such as Baker, is critical. It reflects not only the depth of the organization, but also the competitive nature of roster spots, where even promising players can find themselves shuffled between levels as the season unfolds. In the midst of all these adjustments, the focus on Will Smith's remarkable offensive output remains a constant. While the Dodgers are adjusting their pitching staff and organizational depth, Smith's bat continues to be a reliable force in the lineup, proving that his impact goes beyond just handling pitchers. It extends to driving the team's offensive engine in crucial moments. His rise this season challenges the notion that catchers cannot sustain elite offensive production over a long stretch, especially in a lineup packed with heavy hitters. Smith's performance invites comparisons to some of the greatest catchers in the game's history, not just for his batting average, but for his comprehensive offensive profile, including power, on-base skills, and ability to produce in high-leverage situations. The Dodgers benefit from having such a player behind the plate, someone who combines leadership with consistent results at the dish. This blend of skills makes Smith an invaluable piece for the team's pursuit of success throughout the season. Looking ahead, the question remains whether Smith can maintain this extraordinary level of play and continue to elevate his game even further. The advanced metrics suggest sustainability, but baseball is a sport where streaks can turn and injuries can strike, especially for catchers who endure significant physical demands. Still, with the Dodgers' support system and Smith's own work ethic, there is every reason to believe he can keep performing at a level that commands respect and attention. Meanwhile, for players like Jack Little, the road is less certain but no less important to the overall story of the Dodgers season. His transition to the Pirates opens a new chapter, one filled with opportunities to prove himself in a different environment. For the Dodgers, letting go of players like Little is part of the constant evolution necessary to remain competitive and adjust to the ever-changing dynamics of a Major League Baseball season. All of these developments, Smith's offensive surge, the strategic roster moves, and the shifting careers of players like Little and Baker, paint a vivid picture of a team navigating the complexities of a demanding season. The Dodgers are not just relying on their established stars, but also on the depth and flexibility of their entire organization to push through the challenges that come with a long and grueling campaign. In this high-stakes environment, every at-bat, every inning pitched, and every roster decision carries weight. The combination of individual brilliance, like that shown by Will Smith, and the careful management of talent across levels exemplifies what it takes to remain a top contender. As the season progresses, these stories will continue to intertwine, shaping the narrative of a Dodgers team striving to defend its title and build towards sustained success. Smith's journey this season stands as a testament to perseverance and growth, embodying how a player can elevate his game when given the right circumstances and support. Meanwhile, the comings and goings of pitchers and position players alike reflect the constant flux in professional baseball, where talent and opportunity must align just right to achieve lasting impact. Together, these elements offer a rich and compelling snapshot of the sport in action, full of drama, challenge, and the pursuit of excellence. But before we move forward, don't forget to join our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest news about the Los Angeles Dodgers. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the news, so drop a comment below. Rumors have been swirling around Major League Baseball ever since CODY Bellinger's shocking departure from the Los Angeles Dodgers, and recent reports suggest that the star outfielder's exit was far from amicable. Sources close to the team claim that Bellinger, frustrated by what he perceived as a lack of support from management and tension in the clubhouse, reportedly declared, "I will never come back," during his final days with the Dodgers. This explosive statement has sent shockwaves through both fans and analysts, raising questions about the internal dynamics of one of baseball's most successful franchises. Some insiders speculate that Bellinger felt stifled by the team's emphasis on long-term strategy over immediate results, believing that his contributions on the field were undervalued despite his history of clutch performances. Other whispers suggest that disagreements with coaching staff, particularly regarding batting strategies and defensive positioning, may have contributed to the growing friction. Bellinger's departure is not only a potential turning point in his career, but also a reflection of possible underlying issues within the Dodgers organization, which has consistently aimed for dominance, yet might be struggling with internal cohesion. as fans debate whether this is a temporary rift or a permanent severing of ties. The rumor mill continues to churn, highlighting that the story behind Bellinger's exit may be far more complex than the official statement suggests. Industry insiders indicate that Cody Bellinger's split from the Dodgers may have been influenced by more than just on-field disagreements, suggesting that personal dynamics within the team played a significant role in the unraveling of his tenure. Multiple reports have hinted that Bellinger had increasingly tense exchanges with some teammates, creating a climate that may have become unsustainable over the course of the season. Observers have speculated that while Bellinger's performance metrics remain strong, subtle issues in communication, leadership alignment, and clubhouse culture could have fueled his decision to leave. The rumor mill points to behind-the-scenes debates over contract negotiations, media interactions, and public expectations as contributing factors, painting a picture of a player caught between personal ambition and organizational demands. Analysts have also suggested that Bellinger may have felt isolated amid a star-studded roster, leading him to believe that his impact was not fully recognized or appreciated by either teammates or management. Some insiders even posit that the Dodgers' focus on developing younger prospects may have inadvertently created friction with established players like Bellinger, further amplifying feelings of frustration and alienation. While the official narrative frames the exit as a mutual decision, speculation continues that Bellinger's statement about never returning could be a candid reflection of deeper dissatisfaction, leaving fans to wonder if the Dodgers are facing challenges far beyond the public eye. Reports emerging from the baseball community indicate that Cody Bellinger's abrupt exit may also be tied to strategic disagreements over his role in the lineup, sparking intense debate among insiders and fans alike. Some sources suggest that Bellinger was frustrated by inconsistent playing time or adjustments in batting order, believing that such decisions undermined his ability to contribute at peak performance. Rumors have circulated that the Dodgers management preferred a more rotational approach to maximize overall team efficiency, but Bellinger reportedly saw this as a personal slight, fueling tension both on and off the field. Analysts have pointed out that high-profile athletes often struggle with organizational decisions that seem to undervalue their skill set, and Bellinger's case appears to fit this pattern. Speculation is also growing that discussions about postseason roles, media obligations, and public image management may have added fuel to the fire, contributing to a climate in which Bellinger felt increasingly constrained. The narrative emerging from unnamed insiders portrays a star player at a crossroads, torn between loyalty to a team that has given him opportunities and the desire to assert his own priorities and career trajectory. Whether this conflict will result in lasting consequences for the Dodgers roster or influence broader league dynamics remains a topic of heated discussion, as rumors continue to suggest that Bellinger's departure may have been inevitable given the accumulation of unresolved tensions over time. Further speculation suggests that Cody Bellinger's departure could signal a potential shift in the Dodgers' long-term strategy, with implications reaching far beyond a single player's exit. According to murmurs circulating among sports journalists, Bellinger's frustration might have been symptomatic of broader concerns regarding leadership style, team chemistry, and communication within the organization. Some insiders hint that younger players, who might be seen as protégés of the Dodgers' developmental system, could have felt pressure to align with management priorities, creating subtle divisions that Bellinger found difficult to navigate. Rumors have also emerged about differences in philosophy between veteran players and coaching staff, which may have led to feelings of marginalization among those accustomed to greater autonomy on the field. Observers speculate that the departure might trigger a reevaluation of player relations, performance expectations, and even the team's approach to maintaining morale in a highly competitive environment. Fans have taken to social media to speculate endlessly about what Bellinger meant by his dramatic statement, interpreting it as a broader indictment of internal operations. As the rumor mill churns, insiders continue to suggest that the Dodgers may face a critical period of reflection, potentially prompting shifts in how leadership communicates with players, addresses conflicts, and balances talent retention with emerging prospects, all while the shadow of Bellinger's explosive exit looms large over the franchise. Finally, The speculation surrounding Cody Bellinger's departure is fueling intense debate about the player's next destination and what it might mean for both his career and the Dodgers' future. Multiple reports hint that teams across the league are already positioning themselves to capitalize on what some describe as a rare opportunity to acquire a high-caliber outfielder who appears motivated to prove himself elsewhere. That's all for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay up to date with exclusive news about the Los Angeles Dodgers, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We always appreciate your comments and feedback. See you in the next video.